Hey guys, welcome to Tyranny Gaming. You're here with me, Colin, Ryan,
Henry.
Ross,
Hello.
and Jamie.
Greetings.
You're currently looking at one of our, well, I wasn't in this game, but you're currently looking at a ranked 3v3 with Ross, Ryan, and Jamie in it. I'll be the one doing the camera and following all that. You'll be listening to those three. So hope you enjoy. Thanks very much.
Hello there, everyone.
Now, I'd like to begin this game by making an introduction. I, Ross, am playing as Gangplank, and I'll be solo in the top lane. Jamie is playing as Malphite, and he will be on the bot lane with Ryan playing as Nunu.
Now, I've got to say that this game isn't the most exactly exciting game to start with, but we do get a couple of good plays off, and it's a good all-round match between two fairly matched teams.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so waiting for minions to spawn.
Here, our super amazing first blood tactic. Well,
most people don't understand. Most people don't understand that standing in the top bush, no one does that. So when we do it, we normally get a good surprise off. And because our team has so much slows, and normally we have a stun in there, but this game we were trying out a new roster. Normally we have enough stuns and slows to completely lock down their solo and guarantee first blood straight away.
Minions have spawned.
pretty much, yeah.
And like Ryan says, we do usually have stuns and slows, but if the other top has flash, we always have flash at the ready to chase them down, just in case.
Yeah.
If you'd like to look at bottom quite quickly, Timo and Singed seem to think that we're sitting in the bush when we're not. We're sitting at top, so they're very scared.
Totally.
It's all applause.
Shaking in fear.
They're quaking in their boots.
Yeah.
As you can see, our super amazing strategy is totally working here.
Totally working. I get some free last hits. I don't even think I get
Missed
a
that
last
one.
hit. Yeah, I think I mess up all the last hits.
Oh no, you got that one. Well,
No. Now the enemy team's pinging something. We don't quite get what they're meaning, but they're pinging something.
And, I
and
presume
as you can
it's
see,
something-
Ryan chases him off and completely ruins our strategy.
I'm Nunu. I expected to be attacked by Olaf. Olaf's a lot better at low level.
And as they are nearing our turret at bot, it is quite apparent that our strategy isn't really working. So, yeah, we just go back down to bot lane, where we belong.
The weird thing I don't understand about the enemy team is they know for a fact that we're on our way down, and they don't set up any ambush or anything like that. They just fall back, which I suppose they're playing more cautiously because it's possible that me and Jamie could probably take the two of them out. Their Teemo is incredibly squishy, and Singe doesn't have a lot of early game damage if he's just going to stay and fight. Most of his damage comes from his poison.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I suppose we should probably use this amount of time to introduce ourselves to why we picked said characters.
well, I normally pick Nunu when I'm playing 3v3 if I'm going to play a more supporting role. Although I'm not playing a support with warding or anything. I'm not playing it just to give Jamie kills and not take as much last hits, although looking now I have more last hits than Jamie, but that changes. Every
It's
game.
crappy last hit.
It's more for the CC part of it and the buff, because the CC is quite a soul-destroying slow. I mean, if you look at it right now, it's 30% movement speed and 20% attack speed.
That's
And
just level
Jamie
2.
also has an attack speed debuff and a movement speed debuff, which buffs himself as well. So, all in all, it kind of just locks someone down and makes it so they can do nothing.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, Ross, why don't you tell us why you picked Gangplank?
I went Gangplank for the pure reason he's amazing. But apart from that, he has good sustain on his W, remove scurvy, which also removes CC, so that's like a cherry on top of the cake. His Q gives him extra last hitting power or harassment, whatever you choose to do it. I generally use it for more of a last hit mechanic. And his E gives him a lot of movement speed. Well, not a lot, it's more like 5%, but it can give a lot of movement speed, and it gives good early game damage, which helps you dominate your lane without having to go back and buy any items.
One thing I probably want to point out here is the reason we're using this lineup because in normal games we try and put a Nunu top because of the AP, so he can. Oh, okay. At this point the team will disconnect, but he gets back before we can really do anything. So I suppose it's a little EXP disadvantage, but it fixes itself quite fast. What I was going to say is, yeah, we normally put Nunu top because of the slow and the sustain with his heal, but this game, since Olaf was going top, we were just going to give Ross it because Ross has, well, there's Timo back. Ross has more experience against Olaf's, and I think his remove scurvy completely counters most of Olaf's damage with his axes.
Yeah, like Ryan says, I am quite an experienced Olaf player because Olaf is one of my main tops and jungles in ranked 5s. So I just really enjoy him. I know what beats him, and I felt that Gangplank would be good against him. Just because his slow kind of locks him down, forces him to use his ult and run.
Okay, well I suppose it's my turn now. In all honesty, I picked Malphite because he was free that week. I'd played a couple of games as him before. Yes, exciting, I know. I'd played a couple of 3v3s as him before. Some 5s as well. Getting quite good as him. Got quite a few kills. Won almost all the games. Lost about 2 out of about 10. So I decided why not.
And obviously Malphite is... Oh, sorry for cutting you out there a bit short. But obviously Malphite is very good with his attack speed slow, his constant harassment from his Q, his buff on his W,
and let's not forget
course, that great ultimate, which
and
allows him to just run.
He is a rock.
And the rock is the man. Or the rock,
fastest
I
rock
should
alive.
say.
I got lost. Is he a rock or is he the rock?
He's both at the same time.
I
know what's coming up now.
Around this point, we're totally not watching this for the second time through. But here we have Ross and Olaf's engagement. But Ross pops the exhaust.
I do believe I start to win.
Ross kind of destroys, but Olaf's ult secures his getaway, and Ross happily goes back to farming a little before recalling.
Now, I'd just like to call a little bit of attention to bot lane for a bit.
As
There's
this
no
next
particular
section
reason.
is so good.
Around this point, we learned that I have an ult ready.
Bang!
Timo walks
Boom!
back into my ult, and
Ka-cham!
their health is destroyed.
First blood!
And that
And
is first
my first blood.
Both down.
Well, first blood
Pushing the
for
lane.
Nunu. But overall, a 2.2k gold advantage.
Actually, it was first blood for me.
2.3.
Malphite.
Yeah, but my first blood as well, Jamie. See, with the obviously we just get a little bit of pushing in, but we can't do much. We're not very damagey at the start of the game.
Yeah. But you know, killing 2 of them's fairly
one thing
good.
I want to point out is, I think, to be honest, I'm going to just point out that I think Nunu's become broken with the last update. Well, I don't think it was the last, I think it was one before that. They gave him a reduced stack amount on his passive, so instead of every 7 attacks, it's every 5. And they done this so that Nunu jungle will become a lot faster, and he can get back to doing what he done in old LoL, where he'd literally just buy an Oracle's early game, and you would never get to have any wards. He would be able to consume a minion if he was ganking, and you'd practically never kill him. And with his W, you'd never get killed anyway, because he can run fast.
And let's not forget that almighty slow, which is just demonstrated on the Singed. It's just so soul destroying. Singed still taking a bit of harassment. But nonetheless, you see me walking around. I can't quite remember what I was doing. I think I was hovering around for a gank at this point. Or maybe just farming. I don't know. But I decide, do you know what? Let's just walk around, see how it goes. Here, I think we actually go in for an engagement. I'm not entirely sure.
Around this point, Nunu...
Don't
I know,
really do it, actually.
yeah. No, it's later on in the game. But this happens quite a lot where Timo and Singed become a very scared couple as Ross is not in lane. And with Ross's Q, which slows as well because of his passive, and then me and Jimmy's just chain slow. There's no escape from that.
Even if you are singed and you're the fastest man alive, you'll still die to this slow.
Yeah, around here I begin pinging Dragon because, as Nunu, that's another point with his passive being lowered. It doesn't matter even if he is jungling. The lower cooldown allows more slowing, more consuming, more buffing, and then you never run out of mana either. So Jamie's running up to help out his Dragon, and
Yeah, I'm not really needed, but
no,
I might as well. You know, scare Olaf away.
Around here I just back off because I don't want to die to Dragon.
It's a
That'd be
smart thing to
embarrassing.
do.
Slay the dragon.
The team slays the dragon.
Yes, we did.
As you can see, with that dragon kill, this puts us up 3.1k gold, or 2.9 now.
I totally don't cancel a recall or anything by accident. I don't think we can pick that
3k
up
gold
actually.
ahead.
No, I don't think we did notice that. But this is all due to superior farming and just outzoning in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look, in total we have like 120 odd, and they're barely reaching the 100 mark in last hits. So overall, just beating them really badly.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
on
one
top of
point
that, we
on-
have 2 kills.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out is I kind of think I mess up my build here, but it works out in the long run. Because I was going to buy the health crystal just so I could get a faster catalyst, but the Ross poking Olaf. I wanted to buy the catalyst fast, but the idea of getting the magic resistance allows me just to walk into mushrooms like that and take absolutely 0 damage to start with. I
Oh,
think I've
you
done,
gotta hate those
50.
mushrooms though.
I don't know, like mushrooms are. Oh wait, I can't say things like that. Mushrooms are not my favorite.
I actually hate mushrooms in real life as well.
It didn't show anything, but Timo had planted 3 mushrooms, and I took all 3 of them out. And because I still had a potion, I'm at like 95% health.
And even if it didn't have the potion, a simple consume would have done it all.
Yeah, consumes. Very powerful.
Now you see me walking down, but I don't want to walk into the bush just because I know Timo has his mushrooms or his Superman logos or whatever they are.
Timo falls
But
for this bit.
they do give a small amount of sight, and here we go with another engagement. Fantastic ultimates from both.
And we
Took
take
my
out
ultimate
the
down for
take out the
Russ.
singed, and tank turret shots, run away.
And Olaf's a tad late to the fight, but we'll not blame him. It was
Olaf
a bit
comes
quick
down,
of a fight.
looking to help, but there's really nothing to be done.
Nothing to be done, man.
And the best part is, Singe popped both his summoner spells. Timo popped his flash at the same time, and I think the only one we popped was an ignite, and maybe
Yeah, I
a flash.
flashed in.
And Ryan flashed. Here we go, try to take the tower, but as everyone knows, Olaf true damage, just too much.
Just
Yeah,
destroy
that
it, man.
puts-
Back up.
That puts our gold advantage up 3.2.
A lot.
No, not 3.2, sorry, 3.8. We all recall because I don't recall because this is my favorite bush and I do not leave it.
Ryan
loves that
likes
bush, man.
bushes.
Ryan's bush is his natural habitat. I don't care if a Nunu comes from Freylord. Bushes are his natural habitat.
Very right. Silence.
Again, it comes down to the fact that the game doesn't. The 3v3 games have a. I don't want to say a different play style, but it
I do.
becomes more of. Yeah, it doesn't become more of a farm fest as it can in 5v5s, but when it comes down to the fact that no one really wants to engage, because although we have a large advantage to start with gold and the 3 kills to none, we still think that there's a chance that if we mess up, that's them getting all 3 of us out, and probably a tower at that.
That's the thing about 3v3s. It can all hinge on one team fight in the end.
Yeah.
You can be even the whole game, but if you lose one team fight, they can push right to your base and win. So you got to be a bit
Hopefully
more cautious.
Hopefully we'll be able to show that in either the next video or the one after that. That literally it comes down to the fact that they lose one team fight at, let's say, 25, 26 minutes in. That's us won. or the other way round. It
Yeah.
literally comes down to the fact that the gold in this, depending on who's got the gold advantage, even it doesn't
Like,
even matter.
even not even 25 minutes in. Like, say if we're 20 minutes in, sometimes one thing can make all the difference. Because if we all walk out of a team fight on 200 health, they're all dead. Then we just
Farm.
push 2 turrets and get an inhibitor, or we can farm 2, and it just means a very good advantage.
I just realised something that I should probably point out. I'm not taking red buff because I think that red buff will do Nunu good. I'm taking it more for the fact that because I'm not as much in lane as I'm having to go up to kill dragon and things like that, I just take it for the experience and the whole 70 gold, I believe it is.
I don't think anyone else really wants it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more buff denial,
Yeah.
if anything, to keep it away from, say, the Teemo, who is the only ranged in this game. I'm right in
Yes.
saying that, I think.
Yes.
Yep. And as we all know, Teemo with his poison and a red buff can be a pain in the ass to deal with sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which further backs up my claim of buying that Negatron clock first. Ross is checking dragon for Olaf at this point, and then he's going to go kill those wolf buffs.
Oh, I do
Olaf.
believe I know what point this is.
Oh, Olaf sees that I was going for wolves, and I make the mistake of trying to stay and fight him when I'm not.
You do very nearly succeed,
But
but
then
to be fair-
as
unfortunately,
well.
the Teemo comes in, he uses his flash, you're just gone.
Yeah. But
First death in our team, however, it's still not too bad.
Still winning 4.1k gold.
I was about to say, even
still
with them
destroying.
getting the... Teemo did not get an assist either. It probably would have been gold-wise if they could look at how much we're winning by. They probably would have wanted to give Teemo that kill for the farm and the fact that Olaf would get an assist.
Now, if they were smart here, they would have taken Dragon right there and then.
Yeah, but
But Teemo is warding Dragon because he believes that we're coming up, because we purposely walked into that bush not for that one reason. We were either going to go up and take Dragon, or we would just ambush them as they came down, but we changed our mind and decided just ambush them, but they didn't even show up. Which
Yeah.
hurt my feelings.
Yep.
We organised a party and everything. It was going to be a surprise, but
There was
they
cake.
didn't even come. There was tons of cake.
it's never invited to this party.
Weirdly enough, Gangplank was there, but there were no oranges.
None whatsoever.
No.
No.
Yay,
Oxid
poison
poison.
damage.
Ooh.
And that deals you what? 40 damage?
All of the reasons for me buying that Negatron cloak seem to be stacking up.
Now, if you would like to look at the gold right now, you can see we're all kinda beating them on our current gold. Apart from Teemo, who's obviously stacking up to buy maybe a blasting wand or something on his next back.
There's one thing I want to point out is if you actually look at just the last hits alone, the only person that they're beating at all is me, and that's because, as I said, I'm giving Jamie most of the last hits. I'm just taking them when Jamie's not there.
Yeah, that's actually quite surprising. You've got the least last hits in the game.
But with the kill and the 2 assists, I've got enough of an advantage.
Yep. Here we go. And yep, Teemo's gone.
To be fair, that was
I remember this bit. This is the Singe at the tower, where me and Ryan are very undecisive on what to do here. We're just kind of
extremely.
walking along. Ross is actually the one that spurs us on, tells us just go for him. I suppose it's some good work. We take him. The Olaf is at the tower. Once again, Ross spurs us on to just take the tower.
Because there's not even a point. Olaf can't deal me all my health instantly. I do have a Phage and a Giant's Belt building up that early game tankiness.
This is kind of the point where we're showing off just how fed we are.
We think, let's go for the tower. But Olaf proven once again that he's quite a powerful character.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's our
chucks
lack of
his axe
minions.
and ends it.
Here's my favourite part of the entire game. I'm not entirely sure if Olaf had point in me, and Ross is warding red. Me and Jamie both recalled in clear vision of the Olaf, so
Die by
We feel-
the wrong item.
we feel like yes, Jamie.
Jamie bought 2 null magic mantles like a clever child.
Oh well.
If another point is, we are now 6k up.
Ooh,
5.
Yeah, nearly 6k up.
5.8. 5.3.
No, whatever.
But nonetheless,
Again,
we
this
think,
is another-
let's go for Dragon. But Olaf obviously sees this, so we take turns of trying to keep him off us.
And Olaf helps us with Dragon more than he hinders us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take
So
it.
Ryan takes the job of keeping them away. We secure the dragon and just waltz on out of there.
We
And
changed
as
it to
always,
mind
I'm in
games.
bottom lane.
Or
We changed it to
bottom
mind
bush.
games. Killing them would have left them with no hope. We want them to have at least some. We get pleasure out of crushing hope.
Pleasure.
Well, Malphite doesn't. Malphite's a rock.
Yeah, we're both people. Now, as you can see, Olaf's jungling. I don't know what Teemo's doing. He kind of just sits there 24/7. So he decides, yes, I'll take this buff. This is a good idea.
Teemo is doing what all Teemos do best, and that is being a sight ward.
Well said, my friend. Now, I'm obviously trying to jungle as well, walking around looking for buffs. Obviously, they're not there because they just took them all. Then I see they're all in bottom. They're all in the top lane, so nothing much to do than just walk back and play it cool.
Around here, there's a miscommunication. I think
Yeah.
that's going to
Due to a mic error with Ryan, he was unable to talk, and me not really paying much attention.
My mic error was
kinda
totally
missed out.
not me muting it.
Totally not.
It was totally the manufacturer's fault and not mine. They
Well,
go for
anyway.
the same tactic, but we don't even chase them.
Yes,
We're too busy
regardless,
pushing
we,
bot.
we lost a chance at a kill, but it's not really that devastating, especially at this stage. It's more just our being greedy than anything else.
Here we see an attempt to push the bottom tower, but Olaf looks like he's going to come in and stop this. Should have been a lot quicker, and here he gets initiated on before he's even in the
Yes,
safety.
weren't really expecting Singe there, but just with our amount of slows, Singe just doesn't.
Now Jamie's getting focused. This is a major mistake, as he is our pure tank.
Too much.
Granted, we're all pretty damn tanky.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
just
another good
walk
thing
in
about the team.
thinking that I'm Gangplank. I don't need to care about anyone.
With all your oranges, and me with all my minions. Probably something we should also point out is the levels. We're destroying them in levels as well.
Oh yes.
This is obviously down to kills and farm. As you can see, I'm 53 above the next person, which happens to be our team as well. So it just goes to show that superior farm really leads to some better gold.
Yep. Well, that's a
We're
very nice.
7k up. We're 6.7k up now.
Yep. As you can see, it's kind of getting a very uphill struggle for the enemy team now.
They've
If they were going to
resorted
make any plays, they'd have to do it soon.
Yeah, time
But
is
we all
just.
know how the story ends.
Because,
No, we don't.
well, we're
Stop
coming up to
spoiling.
25.
Shh.
We're coming up for the 25, they can see the timer. We're coming up for the 25-minute mark, so the team fight now will be the team fight. And
one of
they're
the
all
team fights.
coming down.
However, this team is actually quite. They don't like to engage in team fights, which is something I find a bit interesting because while there are cautious teams, they're being a bit too cautious, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially when they know
Yeah.
we flank them.
No, this is
You see,
actually a rather
it's
funny bit because they're there, and we happen to know they're in that area.
And they know
But they
Gangplank is in that area.
Also know we're here. So you just walk around a bit, team plays some mushroom, and you know we're right next to each other. But at this point, we have no idea where each other are.
You have Jamie the Red Buff since he's going to get into the team fight first. And they are happily standing there doing bugger all. So me and Jamie take this idea as we'll go farm and Ross can be our ward.
I do believe we take this opportunity to push their bottom tower a bit. That'll be in a moment.
And there Olaf gives up and decides to recall. Here's us pushing.
Yep.
Yeah, as you can see, Ryan will hopefully walk into this mushroom.
Oh no, no,
oh,
that's
Pardon
me
shit,
messing
he just
everything up.
walks into it.
Which puts an axe there, which doesn't do anything. I happily stand right next to that axe. admire it.
Actually, it
Walk away.
might be the minions that managed to start, is it?
I think so. Right now we're watching
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Teemo and Singed to stop a push at top. One thing that I really failed on is, because I'm Nunu, normally I would go around and completely destroy all their wards, which, when we've got a team on the enemy team, I really should have thought about that more. But I was too impervious to that fact, considering we're 4 kills up and about 7k. 7k dot on, actually.
Now, as you can see, Singe knows that we're all just walking up, but their team is away at top. There's nothing to stop us.
From landing
Take
2
control.
auto attacks. And while they farm, I'll just put on some
On
damage.
that, go to the inhibitor. Just completely destroy the inhibitor's health. None of them are even trying to go and stop us. Then from here,
From here, we've not exactly secured our victory.
we never
but
really like to start team fights in their base for obvious reasons. In
They
their
do
low
have
health,
a Singed as well.
which
It's not
when
forget
combined
about
with
his
the super
spotlight
turret.
fling.
I feel like I should point out that at this point, Ross was literally screaming at us that they have us Singed, walk away, and then none of us did. Not even Ross.
They try to engage at this point. Ryan uses his ultimate. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit anyone, which is quite tragic.
Ross is also...
We get them all on such low health, but like I said, engaging in their base is always quite a bad idea, as they can just escape back to their main
on
spawn
movement
pool,
speed.
suppose you could call it. Which I'd just call off a bit. Ross was focused in that fight, as you can probably see.
One thing I should
hell.
probably point out is, we didn't go over their team much to start with, but looking at it, we see that they're mostly movement speed oriented, like positioning, helping. Singed runs past us all, changes where we're positioned. Teemo can escape and start. Right, this is my favourite part of the entire game. I'm so attractive that I
Ryan's
use
magnificent
both my
flash.
summoner spells. My summoner spell to show the wall some love, and yeah, I die a little. But
It may have
it's
been
all.
at this point where Ryan may have been crying slightly as to his miss flash, but
I don't think I was crying. More
manly
what's-
tears.
What's the word? It's not man tears. It's close to that though. I think it's shedding.
Watering? You're shedding a tear.
I'm shedding,
Shedding water from
I'm shedding
his eyes.
water from my tear ducts.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
was
not
crying.
crying.
I was crying like a baby. I admit it. I'm comfortable enough with how manly I am that I can admit that.
No, I see they're all running up to chase me, but I'm gangplank, superior movement speed.
So you shoot a wolf in the face. Good
What
job,
else will
Ross.
Pirate do?
Right, here they take dragon, but that's because
We can
are
really care. We're generous like that.
Ross wars to check where they are, but
Yes. Oh, I do think this is quite an enjoyable section. Timo
This is-
coming down here just because, and well, Ross doesn't like that, so
Ross
Should be
shoots him
fair.
over the wall. Ross's bullets do not
Purple
like
team's turret has been
physics.
destroyed.
They don't exist, and
oh no, they
our
like
minions
physics.
are having fun.
Those bullet holes in the wall. Oh, gangplank.
Our minions are having fun. I don't think the dynamic camera picks that up, but basically
yes.
they're not paying enough attention to their base and
Our
get
super
pushed by
minions
minions
destroy
all over.
their turret.
Has been destroyed.
That's my
That's
turret,
quite a shock
Ross.
to us. We weren't really paying attention to that. Quite shock. They're dealing with base, so we just go up and push. We're
Turret shots are Nunu's favourite type.
and at this point, there's Ryan's magnificent ultimates.
Zoning. Zoning.
Now
They decide to engage, which is a bad move from them. Staying within Gangplank's ultimate the whole time.
Assuming a minion Ryan.
The amount of slows is just, even with Singed's ultimate, it's just not enough. The Teemo is next. After that, it's the Olaf. Olaf stays to fight. Foolish move. And he gets killed.
Now we all walk out on relatively low health, apart from Ryan.
Ryan's on half health. Ryan
That
wasn't.
doesn't even matter anymore.
They surrender.
GG.
GG.
That's goodbye from us.
Yep, goodbye from us. See you next time.
Goodbye.